Just because an experienced medical malpractice attorney agrees to review and evaluate your case, does that mean that you have a valid basis for a case? You want to know the answer? Come join me for a moment and I'll share with you some great information as I walk along this path while I'm waiting for my wife. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney. The mere fact that an attorney has agreed to evaluate your case does not in any way mean that you have a valid medical malpractice case. You know what it does mean? It means that the attorney thinks that you might have a valid medical malpractice case. There's a significant difference. You know, in New York, when an injured patient comes to an attorney to evaluate whether or not they have a valid basis for a case, it is not the attorney who actually decides whether or not you have a good case. Instead, it is a medical expert who has to confirm whether or not you have a valid basis for a case. The attorney might think you have a case and might have handled a similar matter, but the reality is the attorney cannot make the decision about whether or not to actually accept your case because there's been no expert review yet. So what do I mean? Well, what I mean is that when you come in to evaluate, I'm just watching a boat go by. What I mean is that when you come in to get your case evaluated, we look to see whether or not there was a violation from the basic standard of medical care and whether that violation or others was a cause of or were causes of your injuries and that your injuries are significant or permanent. All of those things have to be confirmed by a qualified, board-certified medical expert. If the answer is no, if you have only one out of three things, if you have only two, the answer will be, sorry, we can't take on your case. If, however, you have all three, and a medical expert does confirm that you have a valid basis for a case, then and only then will the attorney tell you, yes, you have a good case, we're going to start a lawsuit on your behalf, and now we're going to proceed forward. But the mere fact that an attorney has agreed to evaluate your case, and now you've left the attorney's office believing that you've got a good case, the answer is no. You don't know yet. The reality is you got to get the records, have them reviewed by an expert, and then once the expert comes back with his or her opinion, only then will you know. So why do I share this quick information? I share it with you just to give you an insight and an understanding into what goes on with these medical malpractice cases in New York. You know, I do recognize you're watching this video as I'm walking along the beach here, and that you likely have questions or concerns about your own matter. Well, if your matter happened in New York and you're thinking about bringing a case but haven't done so yet and still have questions that need to be answered, what I invite you to do is pick up the phone and call me. You know, I answer questions like yours every day and I'd love to talk to you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at Oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a great day.